Welcome, dear friends, to a gentle journey through 140 fascinating facts from the world of Harry Potter, a magical universe that has enchanted hearts and minds for generations. From the towering spires of Hogwarts to the hidden secrets of the wizarding world, we will drift through the stories of its founders, its battles, its mysteries, and its triumphs. Tonight, we'll explore the origins of the School of Magic itself, the struggles and victories of those who shaped the world, and the ancient forces that still whisper in its corners. Whether you've walked the halls of Hogwarts countless times, or are only just beginning your adventure, tonight, let us pause, breathe, and slowly unfurl the layers of magic that make this world so beloved. As you settle into this quiet moment, let your body soften. Breathe deeply, in and out, letting each breath take you closer to a place of calm, a place where time slows and the night surrounds you like a warm blanket. Let the quietude of this space guide you gently toward the story ahead. And if you enjoy drifting through stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and softly tell me where you're listening from tonight. Now let's begin our journey into the heart of magic with the story of how Hogwarts first came to be. Fact 1. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry was founded over 1,000 years ago by four powerful wizards and witches: Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. Each of them brought unique strengths to the school: Gryffindor's courage, Hufflepuff's loyalty, Ravenclaw's wisdom, and Slytherin's ambition. Together, they built Hogwarts, a sanctuary for magical youth, hidden deep in the Scottish Highlands. The school was designed to keep young witches and wizards safe and to nurture their abilities, passing down their magical knowledge through generations. Fact 2. The Sorting Hat, a magical artifact created by the founders themselves, is used to sort students into one of the four houses at Hogwarts. The hat was originally owned by Godric Gryffindor, who used it to determine which students possessed the traits that aligned with each founder's values. It holds the combined intelligence and thoughts of all four founders, which is why it sometimes speaks to students and offers advice or warnings. Legend has it that the hat once considered placing Harry Potter in Slytherin, but ultimately chose Gryffindor. Fact 3. Godric Gryffindor, known for his bravery and skill in combat, was born in the West Country of England. He was a fierce believer in standing up for what is right and fighting against injustice. Gryffindor's house values courage, daring, and chivalry, qualities he deeply believed in. He also had a fondness for dueling and was said to be particularly gifted in it, once defeating a number of dark witches and wizards. His famous sword, known as Godric Gryffindor's sword, was embedded with rubies and became one of the most prized possessions in the wizarding world. Fact 4. Helga Hufflepuff, hailing from the Welsh countryside, was renowned for her kindness and fairness. Unlike the other founders, she valued hard work and dedication above all. Her house, Hufflepuff, is known for its welcoming spirit and inclusiveness. Hufflepuff students are often known for their loyalty, patience, and fairness. The founder was also particularly gifted in food-related magic, believed to be the originator of the magical cooking techniques at Hogwarts. She ensured that no student was left behind, embracing those who others might overlook. Fact 5. Rowena Ravenclaw, a brilliant and wise witch from the British Isles, valued knowledge and intellect above all. She was a scholar and a visionary, and her house was founded on the principles of wisdom, wit, and creativity. Ravenclaw's legacy is a deep appreciation for learning, and her house emphasizes the importance of individuality and academic excellence. Her famous diadem, a crown of great beauty and magical properties, was lost for centuries, but is believed to hold the power to enhance the wearer's intellect, amplifying the qualities she cherished so deeply. Fact 6. Salazar Slytherin, born in the far south of the British Isles, believed that magical blood should be kept pure. He had strong opinions on the value of heritage and felt that only those with pure magical ancestry should be allowed to learn at Hogwarts. His house, Slytherin, is known for its ambition, resourcefulness, and cunning. Slytherin's ideals were often in conflict with those of the other founders, and his refusal to admit Muggleborns eventually led to his departure from the school. Despite this, his house has produced some of the most skilled and successful witches and wizards in history. Fact 7. The founders' differing views eventually led to a falling out, and Salazar Slytherin left Hogwarts in anger. Before he departed, he created the Chamber of Secrets, a hidden, magical chamber beneath the school, said to be home to a terrifying monster that only his true heir could control. This chamber became one of the most dangerous and dark secrets at Hogwarts. The chamber remained hidden for generations, and the creature inside, the basilisk, would eventually come to terrorize the school centuries later, in a series of events that only the brave Harry Potter could unravel. Fact 8. The founders' disagreements, particularly between Salazar Slytherin and the others, led to the division of Hogwarts houses, a system meant to honor and preserve their legacy. Each house represented the unique qualities of its founder, and the students who joined them were thought to embody these traits. Despite their initial differences, the founders shared a common goal: to build a place of learning where magic could flourish. The system they established would remain unchanged for centuries, shaping the future of the magical world in profound ways. Fact 9. Hogwarts itself is imbued with magical protections that were also created by the founders. The enchantments placed upon the castle protect the students from dark forces, keeping them safe from harm. Some of the more famous enchantments include the invisibility of the moving staircases, the enchanted doorways that only open when a riddle is answered correctly, and the magical boundaries that prevent anyone from leaving without the proper permission. These protections were designed to keep the castle safe from intruders, as well as to challenge the students and help them grow. Fact 10. The legacy of the Hogwarts founders remains alive within the school's walls. Their portraits hang in the headmaster's office, silently watching over each new generation of students. The Sorting Hat continues to choose students for their houses, always with the influence of its creators. The enchanted sword of Gryffindor, lost for centuries, reappears whenever a true Gryffindor is in need, helping those brave enough to face great danger. As each new year unfolds, the founders' magical gifts and wisdom continue to guide Hogwarts, ensuring their influence lives on, generation after generation. Fact 11. The First Wizarding War, which occurred nearly 50 years before the events of Harry Potter's time, was marked by the rise of dark magic and the terrifying figure of Gellert Grindelwald. Grindelwald's desire for domination and his radical views on the superiority of pure-blood wizards shook the magical world to its core. He sought to unite all wizards under his rule, believing that muggles should be controlled for the greater good of the wizarding community. His reign of terror was eventually brought to an end by Albus Dumbledore in a legendary duel in 1945. Fact 12. Grindelwald's rise to power was fueled by his ability to charm and manipulate the wizarding world. He believed that wizards were the superior race and advocated for the subjugation of muggles. His beliefs resonated with many, and his growing following caused widespread fear. During his rule, many dark wizards were emboldened, leading to widespread violence and unrest. His eventual defeat by Dumbledore, however, brought a brief period of peace to the magical world, though the scars of the war would last for generations. Grindelwald was imprisoned in Nurmengard for the remainder of his days. Fact 13. While Grindelwald's defeat marked the end of his campaign, it also set the stage for another dark figure to rise to power, Tom Riddle, known as Lord Voldemort. Voldemort's ideology mirrored many of Grindelwald's beliefs, but took them even further. Where Grindelwald sought to control muggles, Voldemort aimed to completely eradicate them, and he believed in the absolute supremacy of pure-blood wizards. His obsession with power and immortality led him to seek out dark magic, including the creation of Horcruxes, and to wage a second, even more devastating wizarding war. Fact 14. Voldemort's followers, known as Death Eaters, were devoted to his cause and participated in numerous acts of terror and violence during the First Wizarding War. They believed in the power of blood purity and were willing to do whatever it took to ensure their dominance in the wizarding world. The Death Eaters were responsible for a series of murders, including the brutal killings of Muggleborns and traitors to Voldemort's cause. Their reign of terror cast a long shadow over the magical world and led to the creation of the Order of the Phoenix. Fact 15. The Order of the Phoenix was founded by Albus Dumbledore to fight back against Voldemort and the Death Eaters. Comprised of wizards and witches who were dedicated to resisting dark magic, the Order worked tirelessly to protect the wizarding world from the horrors that Voldemort's followers were inflicting. Members of the Order ranged from powerful wizards like Sirius Black and James Potter to more humble witches and wizards, all united by their desire to stop the spread of dark magic and protect the innocent from Voldemort's wrath. Fact 16. The First Wizarding War was also a time of great personal sacrifice. Many of the most loyal members of the Order of the Phoenix lost their lives in the fight against the Death Eaters. One of the most tragic stories is that of Lily and James Potter, who were murdered by Voldemort in their home while protecting their infant son, Harry. Their deaths were a defining moment in the war, and Harry's survival became a symbol of hope for those fighting against the dark forces. Their sacrifice would be remembered for generations to come. Fact 17. During the First Wizarding War, many wizarding families were forced to make difficult choices. Some, like the Malfoy family, chose to align themselves with Voldemort and the Death Eaters, while others, like the Weasley family, stood firm in their opposition to him. The war tore apart families and friendships as allegiances shifted and the pressures of loyalty and survival took their toll. The choices made during this time would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the future of the wizarding world for years to come. Fact 18. The Battle of Hogwarts, fought at the end of the Second Wizarding War, was the culmination of the First War's legacy. Many of the students and professors who had fought in the First War returned to defend the school and its ideals, carrying with them the weight of the earlier conflict. The battle saw the final confrontation between Voldemort and Harry Potter, with the destruction of Voldemort's Horcruxes and the ultimate defeat of the Dark Lord. This battle marked the end of Voldemort's reign of terror and the beginning of a new era for the wizarding world. Fact 19. One of the most chilling aspects of the First Wizarding War was the rise of the Death Eater's use of the Dark Mark, a symbol of terror that was burned into the sky during their attacks. The Dark Mark was a sign of Voldemort's power, and its appearance was enough to strike fear into the hearts of anyone who saw it. It represented the cruelty and darkness that Voldemort sought to spread across the wizarding world. The symbol became synonymous with death, destruction, and the loss of innocent lives. Fact 20. The First Wizarding War left deep scars on the wizarding community, many of which would not heal for decades. Families were torn apart, friendships broken, and entire generations were affected by the horrors they witnessed. The war also led to a renewed focus on the importance of unity in the wizarding world, as many realized that the only way to defeat dark forces like Voldemort was through cooperation and mutual support. The battle for peace and equality was far from over, but the lessons of the past would guide future generations. Fact 21. The Order of the Phoenix was created by Albus Dumbledore during the height of the First Wizarding War as a secret organization dedicated to resisting the dark forces of Lord Voldemort and his Death Eaters. Comprised of witches and wizards from all walks of life, the Order was united by a common cause: to protect the innocent from the horrors of Voldemort's reign. It was a group of rebellion, standing strong against the tyranny that sought to dominate the wizarding world and subjugate Muggles and Muggle-borns. Fact 22. One of the most prominent members of the Order of the Phoenix was Sirius Black, who became one of Harry Potter's most trusted mentors. Sirius, a member of the noble Black family, rejected his family's pure blood ideals and instead aligned himself with Dumbledore's cause. He was a key figure in the Order, known for his courage and loyalty. Sirius's past, including his wrongful imprisonment in Azkaban, shaped his determination to fight for justice, making him one of the most significant and tragic figures in the fight against Voldemort. Fact 23. James Potter, Harry Potter's father, was also a key member of the Order. Known for his bravery and quick wit, James was a close friend of Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew during their time at Hogwarts. The Marauders, as they were known, created the Marauders' Map, a magical artifact that allowed them to explore the castle in secret. James was an integral part of the Order's efforts, working alongside Dumbledore to thwart Voldemort's dark plans until his untimely death at the hands of the Dark Lord. Fact 24. Another vital member of the Order was Lily Potter, James's wife and Harry's mother. Lily was known for her kindness, intelligence, and unshakable loyalty to her friends. Her exceptional magical abilities, particularly her skill in potion making, made her an invaluable asset to the Order. Lily's sacrifice, giving her life to protect Harry, was one of the most important events in the wizarding world, as her love created a magical protection that shielded Harry from Voldemort's killing curse, a protection that would play a key role in Voldemort's eventual downfall. Fact 25. The Order's headquarters was located in a hidden and secure place, the ancient house at number 12 Grimmauld Place in London. The house was originally the family home of Sirius Black, and it served as the Order's base of operations during the war. The house, shrouded in secrecy and protected by powerful enchantments, became a haven for those who opposed Voldemort's regime. Despite its dark and gloomy appearance, Grimmauld Place was a place of safety and strategic planning where the Order would regroup and prepare for the battles ahead. Fact 26. During the First Wizarding War, the Order of the Phoenix faced constant danger from the Death Eaters. The members worked in secret, gathering intelligence, creating protective spells, and rescuing those targeted by Voldemort. Their efforts were not without sacrifice, and many members lost their lives during the war. The attacks on the Order were relentless, but their resolve remained unbroken. Despite the heavy toll, the Order played a crucial role in the resistance, protecting Muggleborns and keeping Voldemort from gaining complete control over the magical world. Fact 27. In addition to members like Sirius and Lily Potter, other notable figures in the Order included Remus Lupin, a werewolf and beloved Hogwarts professor, and Mad-Eye Moody, a veteran Auror with a reputation for his vigilance and combat skills. Each member of the Order brought their own strengths and experiences to the table, creating a diverse and formidable force against the dark forces that threatened the wizarding world. Together, they faced the harshest of circumstances with unwavering courage and loyalty to each other and the cause. Fact 28. The betrayal of one of the Order's members, Peter Pettigrew, was one of the greatest tragedies of the First Wizarding War. Pettigrew, who had been a close friend to James Potter, Sirius Black, and Remus Lupin, was the one who betrayed the Potters to Voldemort. He was responsible for their deaths, having revealed their hiding place, leading to the attack on their home and their tragic murders. The discovery of his betrayal had lasting consequences, leading to Sirius Black's wrongful imprisonment and the unraveling of the once trusted friendships within the Order. Fact 29. The end of the First Wizarding War marked a temporary victory for the forces of good. With Voldemort's apparent downfall, many members of the Order were able to rebuild their lives. However, the scars of the war remained. Some, like Sirius Black, were wrongfully imprisoned, while others were forced to live in hiding. Despite the brief peace that followed, the wizarding world was never truly safe, for the Dark Lord was not gone for good. The Order would once again be called into action when Voldemort returned, and their fight would resume. Fact 30. The sacrifices made by members of the Order of the Phoenix were not without consequence. Many of those who fought for the greater good were forced to live with the pain of loss, regret, and guilt. Some members, such as Molly and Arthur Weasley, lost their children or loved ones to the war. Despite the heavy toll, the legacy of the Order lived on in those who continued to fight against the darkness. The strength and determination of those who served in the Order would forever inspire future generations to stand against evil. Fact 31. The Marauders were a group of 4 Hogwarts students, James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew, who became legends in the wizarding world. Known for their mischievous behavior and their ability to defy authority, they created the Marauders Map, a magical map that revealed the secret passages and hidden rooms of Hogwarts. This map became a crucial tool in their many adventures, and later in the fight against dark forces. Despite their pranks, the Marauders were loyal friends, and their bond was unbreakable, even through the darkest of times. Fact 32. James Potter, known for his bravery and wit, was the ringleader of the Marauders. He excelled in both magical combat and pranking, often using his cleverness to outwit professors and fellow students. Despite his reckless tendencies, James was fiercely loyal to his friends and family. His love for Lily Evans led to one of the most significant romances in the wizarding world, and together they created a family that would forever be remembered. His legacy lived on through his son, Harry, whose courage and sense of justice mirrored his own. Fact 33. Sirius Black, James's closest friend, was another member of the Marauders who made a lasting impact on the wizarding world. Born into the prejudiced and wealthy black family, Sirius rejected their pure blood ideals and chose to align himself with Dumbledore's cause. Known for his rebellious nature and bravery, Sirius was a key figure in the Order of the Phoenix. He was also one of Harry's most beloved mentors. Despite the pain of being wrongfully imprisoned in Azkaban, Sirius remained fiercely loyal to his friends and his cause until the end. Fact 34. Remus Lupin, the third Marauder, was a brilliant and kind-hearted wizard who struggled with being a werewolf. Despite the stigma surrounding his condition, Remus excelled in his studies and became one of Hogwarts's most respected professors. He played a crucial role in Harry's life as a mentor, teaching him valuable lessons in defense against the dark arts. Remus was known for his quiet strength, wisdom, and compassion, always willing to help those in need. His courage in the face of adversity made him one of the most admirable figures in the wizarding world. Fact 35. Peter Pettigrew, the fourth and most tragic member of the Marauders, was the weakest of the group. Known for his cowardice and self-serving nature, Pettigrew betrayed his friends, leading to their downfall. He was responsible for the deaths of James and Lily Potter, revealing their hiding place to Voldemort. His actions led to the imprisonment of Sirius Black and the disbanding of the Marauders. Despite his past, Pettigrew was eventually granted a second chance when he returned to Voldemort's side, cementing his place as one of the most despised characters in wizarding history. Fact 36. The Marauders Map, one of the most iconic magical objects in the wizarding world, was created by the four friends during their time at Hogwarts. The map showed every inch of the castle, including hidden passages and secret rooms, and even revealed the locations of people within the school grounds. The map was a reflection of the Marauders' mischievous nature and their love for adventure. Years later, Harry Potter would come to possess the map, using it to navigate the school and uncover the mysteries that lay hidden within its walls. Fact 37. The legacy of the Marauders continued through their children, especially Harry Potter, who inherited not only his father's courage, but also the loyalty and bravery of his godfather, Sirius Black. The Marauders map itself would eventually play a significant role in Harry's journey, helping him uncover crucial information about his enemies and allies. The bond between Harry and his parents' old friends remained strong even after their deaths. The stories of the Marauders would forever shape Harry's understanding of friendship, sacrifice, and loyalty. Fact 38. One of the Marauders' greatest achievements was their ability to become animagi, wizards who can transform into animals at will. James Potter could transform into a stag, Sirius Black into a large black dog, and Peter Pettigrew into a rat. Remus Lupin, however, was unable to become an animagus due to his condition as a werewolf. The animagus transformation was incredibly difficult and dangerous, but the Marauders used their ability to sneak around Hogwarts undetected and keep Remus company during his transformations. Their friendship and dedication to each other were truly extraordinary. Fact 39. The Marauders' time at Hogwarts was marked by both joy and tragedy. While they made many memories together, pranking teachers, exploring hidden corners of the castle, and learning magic, their friendship was ultimately shattered by betrayal. Peter Pettigrew's decision to side with Voldemort and betray his friends led to the deaths of James and Lily Potter and the wrongful imprisonment of Sirius Black. The pain of losing their close-knit bond was something that haunted Sirius and Remus for the rest of their lives, and the consequences of that betrayal would echo through the wizarding world. Fact 40. The Marauder's story is a powerful reminder of the complexities of friendship, loyalty, and sacrifice. Despite their flaws and mistakes, the bond between James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter was one of love, camaraderie, and shared history. Their legacy continues to influence the next generation of wizards and witches, particularly Harry Potter, who found strength in their example. The Marauders may have been mischievous and rebellious, but their loyalty to each other and to the cause of good was unwavering, even in the face of the darkest of times. Fact 41. Albus Dumbledore, the headmaster of Hogwarts during much of Harry Potter's time at the school, was one of the most powerful and respected wizards of all time. Born as Percival Dumbledore's son, Albus grew up in a family marked by tragedy and loss. His mother, Kendra, was killed by a spell cast by his brother Aberforth, and Albus was left to care for his younger siblings. Despite this difficult childhood, Dumbledore went on to become a key figure in the wizarding world, known for his wisdom, kindness, and dedication to fighting dark forces. Fact 42. Dumbledore's early life was marked by a tragic event that shaped his beliefs and values. As a young man, he formed a deep friendship with Gellert Grindelwald, who later became one of the most dangerous dark wizards in history. Together, they dreamed of creating a world where wizards would rule over muggles for the greater good. However, their friendship ended in a fateful duel, and Dumbledore came to realize the dangerous consequences of their ideals. This experience was pivotal in shaping his commitment to protecting muggles and standing against the dark forces of the world. Fact 43. Dumbledore's defeat of Grindelwald in 1945 was one of the most significant moments in the wizarding world's history. Grindelwald's desire for dominance had torn the magical world apart, but Dumbledore's victory marked the end of his reign. The duel between the two wizards was legendary, and it took place in the wizarding world's most powerful magical location, Nurmengard. Dumbledore's strength and wisdom, combined with his moral compass, ultimately led to Grindelwald's downfall and imprisonment. This victory also established Dumbledore as the preeminent authority in the wizarding world for the remainder of his life. Fact 44. As headmaster of Hogwarts, Dumbledore was known for his unconventional yet effective methods. He was deeply committed to creating an inclusive, welcoming environment for all students, regardless of their background or magical ability. Dumbledore believed that everyone had a place at Hogwarts, from the most talented witches and wizards to the most unusual students. He encouraged his students to think for themselves and question the status quo, often providing guidance in subtle ways. His leadership and wisdom helped shape generations of witches and wizards, leaving a lasting legacy on the school and its students. Fact 45. Dumbledore was a skilled and powerful wizard, known for his mastery of transfiguration, charms, and many other branches of magic. He was also the only wizard feared by Voldemort during the First Wizarding War. Dumbledore's skill with the Elder Wand, the most powerful wand in existence, made him virtually unbeatable. His intelligence and ability to perform complex spells were unmatched, but what truly set him apart was his ability to see the potential for good in others. He believed in the power of love, compassion, and redemption, even for those who had once fallen to darkness. Fact 46. Albus Dumbledore's tragic flaw was his obsession with power and control. In his youth, he sought to change the world with Gellert Grindelwald, believing that wizards should rule over muggles for the greater good. This pursuit of power, combined with his desire to make a lasting impact on the world, led to a bitter fallout between the two friends. Dumbledore later recognized the dangers of this ambition and worked tirelessly to undo the harm he had caused. His personal journey of redemption was one of the central themes of his life and shaped his actions during the Second Wizarding War. Fact 47. Dumbledore's commitment to protecting Harry Potter was one of his most important acts of courage. Understanding that Harry was the key to defeating Voldemort, Dumbledore dedicated much of his life to guiding and preparing Harry for the final confrontation. He was always there for Harry, even when the young wizard did not fully understand the gravity of their shared mission. Dumbledore's love for Harry extended beyond the role of mentor. He cared for him as if he were his own family. The connection between them was rooted in trust, sacrifice, and the shared goal of protecting the wizarding world. Fact 48. In his final years, Dumbledore became increasingly aware of his own mortality. He knew that he was dying from a curse placed on him by Tom Riddle, the result of a mistake made years earlier while searching for the Horcruxes. With this knowledge, Dumbledore planned his own death with the help of Severus Snape. He made arrangements for Harry to discover the truth of his past, including the key to defeating Voldemort. In his final moments, Dumbledore demonstrated his unwavering commitment to protecting the future, even if it meant sacrificing himself for the greater good. Fact 49. Dumbledore's death at the hands of Severus Snape was a turning point in the war against Voldemort. Though it appeared that Snape had betrayed Dumbledore and killed him, the truth was far more complex. Dumbledore had arranged his death with Snape's help, trusting that Snape would honor his promise to protect Harry and ultimately defeat Voldemort. This act of self-sacrifice was a testament to Dumbledore's belief in the power of love, trust, and the importance of ensuring that Harry would be able to carry on the fight against the Dark Lord. Fact 50. Albus Dumbledore's legacy continued to influence the wizarding world long after his death. His wisdom, courage, and moral clarity inspired generations of witches and wizards to stand against the forces of darkness. His lessons on the power of love, the importance of choosing the right path, and the value of redemption shaped Harry Potter and his friends. Dumbledore's actions, both in life and death, demonstrated that the greatest power in the world is the capacity for kindness, and that true strength comes from fighting for what is right, even when it requires great sacrifice. Fact 51. The Deathly Hallows are three legendary magical objects: the Elder Wand, the resurrection stone, and the invisibility cloak, said to grant their possessor mastery over death. The story of the Hallows originates from the Tale of the Three Brothers, a wizarding fairy tale. According to the tale, the three brothers were granted the objects by Death himself. Each Hallow represented a different aspect of death: the Elder Wand for power, the Resurrection Stone for bringing back loved ones, and the Invisibility Cloak for escaping death. Their powers, however, came with a price, and only a true master of death could wield them. Fact 52. The Elder Wand, the most powerful wand in existence, was said to grant its owner invincibility in duels. Its history is filled with bloodshed and betrayal, as each new owner killed the previous one to claim its power. Throughout the centuries, the Elder Wand passed through many hands, including those of Gellert Grindelwald and ultimately Voldemort. The wand's power was never truly controlled by those who sought it, as its loyalty could only be earned through defeating its previous master. Its dark and violent history made it a symbol of the dangers of seeking ultimate power. Fact 53. The Resurrection Stone, the second Hallow, was a stone that could bring back the spirits of the dead. However, it did not truly bring them back to life. Instead, it allowed the possessor to communicate with the deceased, though they remained in a shadowy, ghost-like form. The Resurrection Stone was created by Death to test whether the wielder could accept the reality of death. Its history is marked by grief and longing, as those who sought it often did so to try to undo the loss of loved ones, never realizing the futility of their desire to reverse death. Fact 54. The Invisibility Cloak, the third and final Hallow, is one of the rarest magical objects in the wizarding world. Unlike other cloaks of invisibility, the Deathly Hallows version was said to remain completely impervious to time and wear. It granted the wearer true invisibility, not just hiding them from sight, but also shielding them from magical detection. The cloak was passed down through generations of the Potter family, eventually coming into Harry's possession. It was the only one of the three Hallows to remain untarnished by death, and it played a pivotal role in Harry's ultimate victory over Voldemort. Fact 55. The story of the Deathly Hallows was passed down as a fairy tale, but its truth was known only to a select few. The Hallows themselves were not widely recognized as real by most wizards, who considered them to be mere legend. However, their connection to Harry Potter was undeniable. As Harry came into possession of the Invisibility Cloak, he unknowingly became the master of one of the Hallows. Over time, he discovered that the Hallows were deeply intertwined with his destiny, and that the power of the Deathly Hallows could help him defeat Voldemort once and for all. Fact 56. The quest for the Deathly Hallows was not without its dangers. Voldemort, obsessed with power and immortality, sought the Elder Wand in an effort to ensure his dominance over the wizarding world. His quest to obtain the wand was ultimately futile, as he failed to understand the true nature of the Hallows. The Elder Wand, although powerful, could not guarantee victory or immortality. Voldemort's pursuit of the Hallows led him further down the path of darkness, ultimately contributing to his downfall. In contrast, Harry's acceptance of the Hallows represented his acceptance of death and his willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. Fact 57. The legend of the Deathly Hallows was closely tied to the founder of the Wizarding School, Godric Gryffindor, who sought the Hallows in his youth. His quest for the Hallows was a search for power and immortality, but it ultimately led to his understanding of their true meaning. Gryffindor, like many others before him, was drawn to the Hallows' promises of power, but unlike those who sought them for personal gain, he realized that the true mastery of death lay in the acceptance of mortality and the willingness to live a life guided by love, courage, and selflessness. Fact 58. The Deathly Hallows symbol, a triangle with a line down the center and a circle in the middle, is an ancient and powerful symbol in the wizarding world. It was first used by the Peveril brothers, the original owners of the Hallows, as a mark of their mastery over death. Over the centuries, the symbol became synonymous with the Hallows themselves. The symbol was later adopted by Voldemort's followers, the Death Eaters, as their own emblem, though they twisted its meaning to represent their belief in the superiority of pure blood wizards and the destruction of muggles. Fact 59. The Deathly Hallows played a significant role in the final battle between Harry and Voldemort. While Voldemort sought the Elder Wand for ultimate power, Harry, through his possession of the invisibility cloak and his understanding of the true meaning of the Hallows, gained the upper hand. The Hallows gave Harry the strength and wisdom to face Voldemort not just as a wizard, but as a person who had come to terms with the power of love, sacrifice, and acceptance. The Hallows became a symbol of Harry's journey from a boy seeking answers to a hero who knew the cost of victory. Fact 60. In the end, the Deathly Hallows were a reminder that the pursuit of power could never truly overcome the inevitability of death. Harry's acceptance of the Hallows allowed him to live with purpose and courage, choosing love and sacrifice over power. The Hallows themselves, while offering great power, ultimately showed that the true mastery over death lay in living a life that honored those who had come before and those who would come after. The final lesson of the Deathly Hallows was that true immortality was found not in seeking to conquer death, but in accepting it and living fully. Fact 61. The Triwizard Tournament, a magical competition held between three wizarding schools, Hogwarts, Beauxbaton, and Durmstrang, was established centuries ago to foster unity and goodwill among European magical communities. The tournament is a series of 3 dangerous and challenging tasks designed to test the contestants' magical ability, bravery, and intelligence. Only one student from each school could participate, chosen by the Goblet of Fire, an enchanted artifact that selects the most deserving competitors. Over time, the tournament became a prestigious event, drawing the attention of wizards and witches across the world, though its history was not without tragedy. Fact 62. The Triwizard Tournament's origins trace back to the late Middle Ages, when the wizarding world was fragmented by wars and distrust. The tournament was created as a means of fostering international cooperation and understanding between the schools. However, despite its noble intentions, the event's history is marked by scandal, with several instances of contestants' deaths and near-fatal accidents. As a result, the tournament was suspended for many years, until it was revived by the Hogwarts administration in the late 20th century, under the sponsorship of the Ministry of Magic, despite the tournament's dangerous nature. Fact 63. The Goblet of Fire, a magical artifact that plays a central role in the Triwizard Tournament, is known for its impartiality and power. It selects the champions from the pool of eligible students who are of age, 17 or older, by conjuring the names of the chosen candidates. The goblet's magical powers ensure that only the most suitable champions are chosen, but the selection process is not without controversy. In 1994, during Harry Potter's fourth year, the goblet unexpectedly selected him as a fourth champion, leading to questions about whether someone had tampered with the magical process. Fact 64. The first task of the Triwizard Tournament is traditionally a test of courage and resourcefulness. Each champion must face a dangerous magical creature or perform a risky task that challenges their magical skill and bravery. The tasks are designed to push the contestants to their limits, testing their ability to think on their feet and adapt under pressure. For Harry Potter, the first task involved facing a Hungarian horntail, one of the deadliest dragons in the wizarding world. Despite the danger, Harry managed to complete the task with the help of his broomstick, marking a significant moment in his journey. Fact 65. The second task of the Triwizard Tournament is typically a test of magical endurance and problem solving. In 1994, the task required the champions to rescue something valuable from the depths of the Black Lake. Each champion had to dive into the water and retrieve a hostage who was being held by merpeople. Harry, using gillyweed to breathe underwater, was able to rescue Ron Weasley, who had been chosen as Harry's hostage. This task tested the contestants' ability to think creatively and their capacity to stay calm under pressure, reinforcing the tournament's focus on challenging and unique tasks. Fact 66. The third and final task of the Triwizard Tournament is the most dangerous and complicated of all. It involves navigating a maze filled with magical obstacles, dark creatures, and enchanted barriers. The maze is designed to test the champion's endurance, courage, and magical skill. During the 1994 tournament, Harry faced numerous dangers, including blast-ended Scroots and the Imperious Curse. But ultimately, he and Cedric Diggory reached the Triwizard Cup at the same time. The task ended tragically when they were both transported to Voldemort's lair, where Cedric was murdered and Harry became entangled in a deadly confrontation with the Dark Lord. Fact 67. The tragic events of the 1994 Triwizard Tournament, particularly the death of Cedric Diggory and Harry's encounter with Voldemort, led to widespread fear and uncertainty in the wizarding world. The tournament was intended to be a symbol of unity and goodwill, but it became a catalyst for the resurgence of dark forces. Harry's return from the maze with Cedric's body marked the beginning of the Second Wizarding War, as Voldemort's return to power was now undeniable. The consequences of the tournament's final task rippled through the wizarding community, leaving a deep scar on the hearts of those who participated. Fact 68. Despite the tragedy that befell the Triwizard Tournament in 1994, the event remained a significant part of magical culture, even after its revival. In the years following the tragic death of Cedric Diggory, the tournament's dangerous nature and the circumstances surrounding Harry's participation raised questions about the safety of such events. The magical community remained divided, with some arguing that the tournament should be permanently banned, while others believed that it was a valuable tradition that brought the wizarding world together. The debate over the tournament's future continued as the wizarding world faced new threats and challenges. Fact 69. The Triwizard Cup, awarded to the winner of the tournament, is one of the most coveted prizes in the magical world. The cup, a beautiful silver goblet, is inscribed with the names of the champions who have won the tournament over the centuries. The champion's victory is celebrated with great fanfare, as they are hailed as heroes among the wizarding community. However, the true nature of the cup was revealed to be far darker than anyone could have imagined in 1994, when it became the instrument of Voldemort's resurrection, symbolizing how even the most prestigious prizes can be tainted by dark forces. Fact 70. The return of the Triwizard Tournament in 1994 was also significant for the rise of the international wizarding community. Students from Beauxbatons Academy of Magic in France and the Durmstrang Institute in Northern Europe joined the Hogwarts students in the competition. This marked the first time in many years that the wizarding world had come together on such a large scale. The tournament provided an opportunity for magical students from different cultures to learn from one another, exchange ideas, and foster greater understanding between the schools. This international exchange would prove vital in the years to come as dark forces sought to divide and conquer. Fact 71. Voldemort's return to power was a moment of great fear and uncertainty for the wizarding world. After being defeated as a baby, he had spent years in hiding, weakened and diminished. However, through dark magic and the assistance of his loyal followers, the Death Eaters, Voldemort regained his full strength and returned to terrorize the wizarding world. His rise was marked by the deaths of many innocent people, as well as his relentless pursuit of immortality, driven by his obsession with conquering death and ensuring the domination of pure-blood wizards. Fact 72. The resurrection of Voldemort occurred in 1995 when he used Harry Potter's blood to regain his physical form during a ritual in the graveyard of Little Hangleton. The ritual, performed using the bone of Voldemort's father and the flesh of a servant, was designed to restore his body and strength. Harry, who had been captured during the Triwizard Tournament, was forced to witness the dark ceremony. Voldemort's rebirth sent shockwaves through the wizarding world, confirming that he had returned in full power. The prophecy, which foretold that Harry was the one who would defeat him, became all the more relevant. Fact 73. The immediate aftermath of Voldemort's return was marked by fear, confusion, and division within the wizarding community. While some, like the Ministry of Magic, refused to believe in his return, others, especially those in the Order of the Phoenix, began to prepare for the war that they knew was coming. Dumbledore, aware of the severity of the situation, worked to rally resistance forces, while Voldemort began to rebuild his army of Death Eaters. The wizarding world was soon plunged into conflict, with friends and families torn apart as allegiances were drawn. Fact 74. The second rise of Voldemort signified the beginning of the Second Wizarding War. His forces were far more dangerous and organized than they had been before, and the Ministry of Magic was slow to act. The Death Eaters spread fear and terror across the wizarding world, using dark magic and violence to control those who opposed them. Muggleborns, those who had no magical ancestry, were persecuted, and many found themselves in hiding. Voldemort's return forced many witches and wizards to make difficult decisions about where their loyalties lay, while others fought back in resistance. Fact 75. Harry Potter, who had been marked as Voldemort's equal since his birth, became the symbol of hope in the fight against the Dark Lord. Despite the prophecy stating that one of them must die at the hands of the other, Harry remained determined to stop Voldemort and protect his friends and loved ones. Throughout the war, Harry's courage, sense of justice and love for those around him inspired many to fight. As the battle reached its peak, Harry's growing understanding of his own role in the prophecy became key to Voldemort's ultimate downfall. Fact 76: The Battle of Hogwarts, the climactic event of the Second Wizarding War, took place on May 6, 1798. It was a decisive battle between the forces of good, led by Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and Voldemort's Death Eaters. The battle raged across the grounds of Hogwarts, with students, teachers, and members of the Order fighting for survival. The castle itself became a battleground, and many lives were lost in the struggle to protect the school from the forces of darkness. The battle was a turning point in the war, with the wizarding world's future hanging in the balance. Fact 77: One of the key moments of the Battle of Hogwarts was the destruction of Voldemort's Horcruxes. Harry, with the help of his friends Ron and Hermione, had spent months searching for and destroying the objects that contained parts of Voldemort's soul. Each Horcrux, once destroyed, weakened Voldemort's immortality and made him more vulnerable. The final Horcrux, Harry himself, was revealed to be an accidental creation of Voldemort's. In the battle, Harry ultimately realized that he was the last piece of the puzzle and willingly sacrificed himself to defeat the Dark Lord once and for all. Fact 78: During the Battle of Hogwarts, many brave witches and wizards fought to protect the school and its students. Notable figures such as Professor McGonagall, who led the defense of the castle, and Neville Longbottom, who played a pivotal role in the destruction of Voldemort's final Horcrux, were instrumental in the victory. Many lives were lost, including beloved characters such as Fred Weasley, Remus Lupin, and Nymphadora Tonks. Their sacrifices were deeply felt, and their memory lived on in the hearts of those who survived the battle. The aftermath of the war marked a long period of healing for the wizarding world. Fact 79: The final confrontation between Harry and Voldemort took place in the Great Hall of Hogwarts. In this moment, Harry understood that his own death was necessary to destroy the piece of Voldemort's soul that resided within him. After his apparent death at the hands of Voldemort's curse, Harry returned to the battlefield, more determined than ever to defeat the Dark Lord. The final battle was a clash of wills and magic, with Harry's love, bravery, and self-sacrifice ultimately overpowering Voldemort's thirst for power and immortality. Voldemort's death marked the end of the Second Wizarding War, 1880. With Voldemort's death, the wizarding world was finally free of the terror that had plagued it for decades. The survivors of the Battle of Hogwarts, including Harry, Ron, Hermione, and their allies, began the difficult task of rebuilding the magical community. The Ministry of Magic was restructured, and new leaders emerged to ensure that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. The battle had left deep scars, but it also inspired hope for the future, a future where peace could be restored, and the lessons learned from the war would guide future generations in a more just and fair wizarding world. Fact 81: The Weasley family, one of the most beloved and respected in the wizarding world, is known for its warmth, loyalty, and strong moral values. Arthur and Molly Weasley raised 7 children, all of whom played significant roles in the fight against Voldemort and his Death Eaters. Despite their modest financial status, the Weasleys are known for their strong bond of love and their unwavering commitment to doing what is right. The family's unity and strength were key factors in their survival through many trials, making them a symbol of hope and perseverance in the magical community. Fact 82. Arthur Weasley, the patriarch of the Weasley family, worked as an employee at the Ministry of Magic, specializing in Muggle artifacts. His fascination with Muggle technology and inventions led to him collecting and studying various Muggle objects, much to the amusement of his family. Although Arthur's job didn't pay well, his passion for Muggle culture and his dedication to protecting his family made him a respected figure. His role in the Second Wizarding War, including his work with the Order of the Phoenix, helped the Weasley family play an important part in the fight against dark forces. Fact 83. Molly Weasley, the matriarch of the family, was known for her love, nurturing nature, and fierce protectiveness of her children. As a mother, she was a symbol of strength, kindness, and selflessness. She cared for her children with unwavering devotion, but when they were threatened by dark forces, she would do whatever was necessary to protect them. Molly played a significant role in the Battle of Hogwarts, where her courage was evident in her defense of her family. Her love and determination to keep her family safe were vital to the success of the fight against Voldemort. Fact 84. The Weasley children, particularly Ron, Fred, and George, were known for their bravery and sense of humor. Ron Weasley, Harry Potter's best friend, played a crucial role in the defeat of Voldemort, supporting Harry through countless challenges. Fred and George, known for their mischievous pranks, eventually opened their own joke shop, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, which became a major success. Despite their playful nature, the twins were fiercely loyal to their family and fought valiantly during the Second Wizarding War. Fred's tragic death in the Battle of Hogwarts was a devastating loss to the Weasley family and the wizarding world. Fact 85. Ginny Weasley, the youngest of the Weasley children, became one of the most powerful witches of her generation. Initially shy and reserved, Ginny grew into a confident and skilled witch, playing a key role in the fight against Voldemort. Her bravery and determination were evident when she joined the Order of the Phoenix and fought in the Battle of Hogwarts. Ginny's strong sense of loyalty, combined with her magical talents, made her a vital ally to Harry Potter. She eventually became a talented journalist for the Daily Prophet, following in the footsteps of her mother's devotion to family and justice. Fact 86. The Weasley family's financial struggles were a constant source of concern, but their resilience and love for each other allowed them to persevere. Despite their modest means, the Weasleys always made the best of their situation. Their home, the Burrow, was a warm and welcoming place where friends and family could find refuge. The Burrow became a sanctuary for Harry during his time at Hogwarts, providing him with the family connection he had lost when his parents died. The Weasleys' ability to find joy, despite their hardships, made them one of the most beloved families in the wizarding world. Fact 87. Ron Weasley, Harry Potter's closest friend and confidant, was a key figure in the fight against Voldemort. Despite feeling overshadowed by his brothers and battling insecurities, Ron proved himself time and time again with his loyalty and bravery. He played an essential role in the destruction of Horcruxes and helped Harry in the search for Voldemort's hidden secrets. Ron's unwavering friendship and willingness to sacrifice for the greater good made him a hero in his own right, and his deep bond with Harry and Hermione was one of the pillars of the resistance against the Dark Lord. Fact 88. Fred and George Weasley, known for their jokes and pranks, were entrepreneurial geniuses who created Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, a joke shop that became a massive success. The shop offered magical products that entertained but also had practical uses, such as skiving snack boxes and Peruvian instant darkness powder. Their shop not only brought joy to the wizarding world, but also supported the fight against Voldemort. Fred and George's sense of humor and their ability to turn adversity into opportunity made them unique in the wizarding world. Their untimely loss was a deep blow to their family and the magical community. Fact 89. Molly Weasley's maternal love extended beyond her own children to those who needed it most. Harry Potter, who had grown up without a mother, found solace in Molly's embrace. She treated him as one of her own, providing the love and care he had never received. Her fierce protection of Harry became especially evident in the Battle of Hogwarts when she fought bravely to protect him. Molly's role as a mother and protector made her one of the most beloved figures in Harry's life and a symbol of unconditional love and sacrifice. Fact 90. Throughout the Second Wizarding War, the Weasley family faced numerous hardships and losses, but their strength as a unit never wavered. Despite the constant threat of danger, the Weasleys remained committed to the cause of fighting against Voldemort and his followers. Their home, the Burrow, was a place of refuge and support for many, including Harry Potter, who considered it his second home. The Weasley family's unwavering loyalty to each other and their sense of duty to the greater good played a key role in the eventual defeat of Voldemort and the restoration of peace in the wizarding world. Fact 91. The Room of Requirement is one of the most mysterious and magical rooms at Hogwarts. Hidden in plain sight, the room only appears when someone is in great need of it. Its purpose changes based on the individual's specific requirements, making it an incredibly versatile and useful space. The room is not visible unless someone is truly in need, and its contents are tailored to whatever the person's mind desires, making it one of the most fascinating magical locations within Hogwarts. The Room of Requirement is a reflection of the mind's needs, both practical and emotional. Fact 92. The Room of Requirement was first introduced to Harry Potter during his 5th year at Hogwarts. He discovered its magical properties when he needed a safe place to practice defense against the dark arts with his friends. The room became a sanctuary for Harry and his allies as they fought against the oppressive regime of Dolores Umbridge. It was within the Room of Requirement that they formed Dumbledore's Army, a secret student group dedicated to resisting Umbridge's tyrannical rule. The room proved invaluable in their efforts to fight back against the Ministry's control over the school. Fact 93. The Room of Requirement's true purpose is to provide whatever its user needs at any given moment, which is why it's often referred to as the come and go room. Whether it is a place for study, a refuge from danger, or a storage space for objects, the room adapts to fulfill the user's desires. The room has no permanent form or structure and can manifest any number of features depending on the circumstances. Its ability to change its appearance makes it one of the most secretive and magical locations at Hogwarts, known only to those who have discovered its secrets. Fact 94. One of the most pivotal uses of the Room of Requirement was in the search for Voldemort's lost Horcrux, a diadem once belonging to Rowena Ravenclaw. The room, upon request, provided a place where Harry, Ron and Hermione could hide the diadem from the Death Eaters during their mission to stop Voldemort's quest for immortality. The room's ability to hide objects or create what is needed made it an important asset in the fight against dark forces. It was in this room that they discovered the diadem, which ultimately played a crucial role in Voldemort's downfall. Fact 95. The Room of Requirement's magical properties go far beyond simply offering a place for hiding or practicing magic. In addition to appearing when needed, the room can also alter its contents to match the specific needs of those who enter. For example, when Harry and his friends used the room to practice defense against the dark arts, it provided them with the necessary equipment, such as dummies for practicing spells. When others used the room, it transformed to suit their purposes, whether they needed a place to hide, to train, or to confront something personal. Fact 96. During the Battle of Hogwarts, the Room of Requirement became a key strategic location. As the Death Eaters began to take over the castle, students and members of the Order of the Phoenix used the room to hide and regroup. The room's ability to adapt to the situation made it a valuable asset for the defenders of Hogwarts. When Harry entered the room to retrieve one of the lost Horcruxes, he discovered that the room had hidden it in plain sight, demonstrating its power to manipulate reality and respond to the needs of the person who entered. Fact 97. The Room of Requirement has deep ties to the history of Hogwarts and is closely linked to Rowena Ravenclaw, one of the school's 4 founders. The room is said to have hidden the Ravenclaw diadem, one of Voldemort's Horcruxes, for centuries. It is also rumored that the room may have been used by various Hogwarts students throughout history to hide secrets, conduct research, or store magical artifacts. Its hidden nature and magical properties have made it an essential, though often mysterious, part of the school's legacy, known only to those who have truly sought it out. Fact 98. The Room of Requirement is an example of the magic of Hogwarts itself, which is known to be imbued with a deep, ancient power. Many of the school's enchanted spaces, such as the Forbidden Forest, the Room of Requirement, and the Chamber of Secrets, are closely connected to the school's long history of magic. These areas are not just places of magic, but are manifestations of the magical energy that permeates the castle. The Room of Requirement, in particular, is a direct reflection of the mind's needs, making it one of the most flexible and mysterious spaces at Hogwarts. Fact 99. Over time, the Room of Requirement's secrets were revealed to a select few, and it became an important tool in the fight against dark forces. Harry and his friends used the room for everything from hiding, practicing, and strategizing to confronting their greatest challenges. Its ability to adapt to the user's needs made it an indispensable resource in their battle. The room's role in the events leading up to Voldemort's defeat exemplifies how Hogwarts itself was a stronghold of magical power, always adapting to the needs of those who stood against dark forces. Fact 100. The Room of Requirement is a symbol of the power of the mind and the magic of intention. It shows that magic is not just about spells and potions, but also about the desires and needs that shape the wizarding world. The room's existence teaches a valuable lesson. The true power lies not in what you have, but in what you need and what you are willing to do for the greater good. It is a reminder that sometimes the most valuable resources are those that exist within us, and that our intentions shape the world around us. Fact 101: Ancient magic, often considered the most powerful form of magic in the wizarding world, predates many of the modern spells and enchantments we know today. It is a form of magic that is deeply connected to nature, the elements, and the very fabric of life itself. Ancient magic has been practiced for centuries, passed down through generations, though much of it has been lost or forgotten over time. Its power lies in its ability to manipulate the world around it in ways that are far more profound and unpredictable than modern spells or charms. Fact 102: The concept of ancient magic is closely tied to the first wizards and witches, many of whom were believed to be in tune with the natural world and its magical properties. These early practitioners were often able to tap into the raw, untamed power of magic, manipulating the very forces of nature. This magic was not bound by the rules of modern wizarding law and was often viewed with fear and awe. Over time, much of this magic was sealed away or lost, but traces of it still remain, hidden within the wizarding world's most powerful artifacts. Fact 103: One of the most famous examples of ancient magic is the Resurrection Stone, one of the three Deathly Hallows. This stone was said to possess the power to bring back the dead, or at least their shadows. The stone was created using ancient magical techniques, and its abilities were linked to the concept of death itself. Though it did not truly bring people back to life, it allowed the wielder to communicate with the spirits of the deceased, offering a glimpse into the afterlife. The Resurrection Stone's power was both awe inspiring and tragic, reminding wizards of the dangers of tampering with death. Fact 104: The creation of Horcruxes is another form of ancient magic, one that was considered deeply dark and dangerous. The process involves splitting one's soul into separate pieces and embedding them into objects, making the wizard effectively immortal. However, this process comes at a great cost, as it requires committing murder to sever the soul. Voldemort was the most famous practitioner of this dark art, using it to ensure his survival. Ancient magic such as this, which manipulates life and death, is rarely used due to the horrific consequences it carries, but it remains one of the most powerful forms of magic. Fact 105: The first wizards and witches who discovered ancient magic often practiced it in secret, wary of the dangers it posed. Much of this magic was tied to rituals and sacrifices, making it both powerful and unpredictable. Ancient magical societies, such as the ones in Egypt and Greece, often used these magics for both good and ill, shaping the magical history of the world. Some forms of ancient magic, like blood magic, were feared for their ability to control others, while others were revered for their ability to heal and protect. The duality of ancient magic made it both revered and dangerous. Fact 106: The magical creatures of the wizarding world also have roots in ancient magic. Many of the most powerful and mystical creatures, such as dragons, phoenixes, and basilisks, are linked to ancient magic. These creatures are often said to possess a connection to the natural world's elemental forces, making them difficult to control or tame. Dragons, for example, are often associated with fire magic, while phoenixes are linked to life, death, and rebirth. The power of these creatures is deeply intertwined with the ancient magic that has existed since the earliest days of the wizarding world. Fact 107: The Forbidden Forest at Hogwarts is one of the oldest and most magical places in the wizarding world. It is said to be home to numerous creatures tied to ancient magic, such as centaurs, unicorns, and acromantulas. The forest itself is also infused with powerful, ancient enchantments that protect it from intruders. Many of the trees in the forest are thought to be hundreds, if not thousands, of years old, holding secrets of magic long forgotten. The forest is a place of great danger and great beauty, where the forces of ancient magic are still very much alive. 108. Ancient magic is also tied to the founding of Hogwarts itself. The four founders, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin, were some of the first to harness and study ancient magical knowledge. Each of them used their unique skills and understanding of ancient magic to create the enchanted objects that would symbolize their houses: the sword of Gryffindor, the cup of Hufflepuff, the diadem of Ravenclaw, and the ring of Slytherin. These artifacts not only represented the founders' individual legacies, but were also infused with the ancient magic they wielded, ensuring that their power would endure long after their deaths. Fact 109. The veil in the Department of Mysteries, which is linked to the Deathly Passage, is another example of ancient magic. The veil itself is a mysterious and enchanted archway that separates the living from the dead. It is said to be a physical manifestation of the boundary between life and death, and it is thought to have been created by the earliest wizards and witches who sought to understand and control the flow of life. The veil's presence in the Department of Mysteries reflects the ongoing fascination with the concept of death and the power of ancient magic. Fact 110. Ancient magic is not just a relic of the past, it continues to influence the magical world today. Many of the most powerful spells and enchantments in modern magic have their origins in ancient practices, though they have been refined and adapted over time. The study of ancient runes and symbols, for example, allows modern wizards to tap into the power of ancient magic. However, the true depth and potential of this magic remain largely unknown, as much of it has been lost to time. The wizarding world's ongoing exploration of ancient magic holds the key to unlocking new powers and secrets. Fact 1111. The Potter family is one of the oldest and most revered wizarding families in the magical world. Known for their bravery, kindness, and strong moral compass, the Potters were admired by many in the wizarding community. The family's most famous members are Harry Potter's parents, James and Lily, whose tragic deaths at the hands of Lord Voldemort set the stage for Harry's survival and his eventual destiny. The Potters' legacy has been marked by their commitment to fighting against dark forces and standing up for what is right, regardless of the personal cost. Fact 112. James Potter, Harry's father, was a talented and courageous wizard who excelled at transfiguration and charms. He was a member of the Marauders, along with his close friends Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. James was known for his sense of humor, but he was also fiercely loyal to his friends and fought against the forces of darkness during the First Wizarding War. His bravery and selflessness earned him the respect of many, and his love for Lily Evans led to the creation of one of the most powerful families in the wizarding world. Fact 113. Lily Potter, Harry's mother, was a brilliant witch known for her exceptional skill in potion making and her unwavering compassion. She was beloved by all who knew her, particularly for her kindness and her ability to see the best in others. Lily's magical abilities were unmatched, and she became a skilled member of the Order of the Phoenix during the First Wizarding War. Her love for James Potter and their eventual marriage created a strong family bond, and her sacrifice to protect Harry would later become a powerful, protective force that saved him from Voldemort's curse. Fact 114. The Potters were also known for their association with the ancient and powerful magical bloodlines, which is part of what made them so admired within the wizarding community. Despite being from a pure-blood family, the Potters never subscribed to the elitist views held by some other pure-blood families, such as the Malfoys. James and Lily believed that all witches and wizards, regardless of their blood status, should be treated equally. Their progressive beliefs, along with their bravery, made them key figures in the fight against Voldemort and his followers during the First Wizarding War. Fact 115. Harry Potter's scar, the lightning-shaped mark on his forehead, is the most visible and enduring symbol of the Potter family's legacy. The scar was created when Voldemort attempted to kill Harry as a baby, using the killing curse. However, the curse rebounded upon Voldemort due to Lily's sacrificial love, leaving Harry with the mark that would forever connect him to the Dark Lord. The scar not only serves as a reminder of the Potter's tragic fate, but also symbolizes Harry's survival and the enduring strength of love, which ultimately triumphs over darkness. Fact 116. The Potter family's home, Godric's Hollow, is a place of deep significance in wizarding history. It was here that Harry's parents were murdered by Voldemort, and it was also the place where Harry first survived the killing curse. Godric's Hollow is a symbol of the family's strength and sacrifice. Over time, the village became a place of remembrance for many who fought against Voldemort's forces. The memorial to James and Lily Potter, along with the dedication of the village's residents, serves as a lasting tribute to the Potters' bravery and their ultimate sacrifice for their son. Fact 117. Harry's inheritance of the invisibility cloak, a family heirloom passed down through the generations, was another significant part of the Potter family's legacy. The cloak, which grants the wearer perfect invisibility, was one of the Deathly Hallows, and it played a crucial role in Harry's journey. It had been given to James Potter by his father, who had received it from the mysterious figure of Death himself. The cloak's role in Harry's life, particularly in his quest to defeat Voldemort, highlights the importance of the Potter family's connection to ancient magic and their legacy of bravery and sacrifice. Fact 118. Harry's godfather, Sirius Black, was a close friend of James Potter and played a key role in the Potter family's story. Sirius, who was wrongfully imprisoned in Azkaban for years, was one of the most loyal and courageous members of the Order of the Phoenix. He was fiercely protective of Harry and became a father figure after the deaths of James and Lily. Sirius's connection to the Potter family was deeply personal, and his love for Harry was unwavering. His tragic death at the hands of Bellatrix Lestrange was a heartbreaking loss for Harry and the wizarding world. Fact 119. The Potter family's influence extended far beyond Harry's immediate circle. Their reputation for standing up against dark magic and their support for Muggle-born rights made them a beacon of hope in a time of fear and prejudice. Lily and James's love and commitment to each other, as well as their fight for equality, inspired many others to join the cause against Voldemort. The Potters were not only brave warriors in the battle for the wizarding world's future, but they also exemplified the importance of love, kindness, and standing up for what is right, no matter the cost. Fact 120. The legacy of the Potters continues to resonate through Harry's life, even after the defeat of Voldemort. Harry's journey from a young boy who was unaware of his magical heritage to a hero who defeated the Dark Lord reflects the enduring power of the Potter family's influence. Their sacrifices, their values, and their courage shaped the person Harry became. He carries their memory with him, not only through his scar, but through his actions and his unwavering belief in the power of love, family, and the importance of fighting for what is right in the face of darkness. Fact 121. The dark arts are a form of magic that is primarily concerned with manipulating life and death, often involving curses, hexes, and other malicious spells. Their origins can be traced back to the earliest days of wizarding history, when dark wizards and witches sought to use magic for personal gain, power, and control. The dark arts are often associated with dark rituals and sacrifices with the goal of bending others to one's will. This type of magic is deeply rooted in selfishness, cruelty, and a disregard for the well being of others, making it dangerous and corruptive. Fact 122. The unforgivable curses, three of the most dangerous and dark spells in the wizarding world, are central to the practice of the dark arts. These curses, Avada Kedavra, Crucio, and Imperius, are designed to cause immense suffering, control others, or even take a life. The killing curse, Avada Kedavra, instantly kills its target. The Cruciatus curse, Crucio, causes unbearable pain, and the Imperius curse, Imperius, places its victim under total control. The use of these curses is punishable by life imprisonment in Azkaban, yet dark wizards have continued to wield them, symbolizing the ongoing threat of the dark arts. Fact 123. The history of the dark arts is intertwined with the rise and fall of powerful dark wizards, the most notorious being Lord Voldemort. Voldemort's mastery over the dark arts was unparalleled, and he used his knowledge of dark magic to control, manipulate, and terrorize the wizarding world. His ability to create Horcruxes, an act of dark magic that splits the soul, was one of his most evil and dangerous innovations. Voldemort's obsession with immortality led him to use the dark arts to create unnatural boundaries between life and death, ultimately leading to his downfall and the destruction of his soul. Fact 124. Blood magic, a particularly dangerous and ancient form of dark magic, is known for its ability to manipulate life force and control individuals through the use of blood. It was considered one of the most taboo and forbidden forms of magic in the wizarding world. The use of blood magic often involves rituals that require the blood of a living being, often as a means of binding or controlling them. This type of magic is deeply tied to the dark arts, as it is used to inflict pain, summon dark creatures, and even manipulate the life and death of those involved. Fact 125. One of the most famous examples of blood magic in the wizarding world is the curse placed on the Potter family, which led to the death of James and Lily Potter. When Voldemort attempted to kill Harry, the curse rebounded because of Lily's sacrificial love, creating an unexpected magical protection around Harry. The bond between mother and child was stronger than Voldemort's dark magic, making Harry the boy who lived. This unique protection was a form of ancient, unintentional blood magic that saved Harry and prevented Voldemort from achieving his goal of killing him as an infant. Fact 126. The dark arts have been practiced by many dark wizards throughout history, including infamous figures like Gellert Grindelwald, Grindelwald, once a close friend of Albus Dumbledore, sought to use the dark arts to subjugate muggles and establish wizarding domination. His goals, much like Voldemort's, involved the use of dark magic for control and power. Grindelwald's rise to power was eventually stopped by Dumbledore, but the consequences of his actions continued to echo in the wizarding world. Grindelwald's obsession with the dark arts was ultimately his downfall, showing how dangerous and corrupting the pursuit of dark magic can be. Fact 127. The Dark Mark, the symbol of Voldemort and his followers, is a powerful and terrifying representation of the dark arts. The mark, a skull with a serpent emerging from its mouth, is branded onto the skin of Death Eaters and is used to summon them to Voldemort's side. It serves as a constant reminder of Voldemort's power and the fear he instilled in the wizarding world. The Dark Mark also has the ability to appear in the sky whenever Voldemort or his followers commit murder or invoke terror, further marking their presence in the spread of darkness. Fact 128. Horcruxes, one of the darkest forms of magic, are objects in which a dark wizard or witch can hide a part of their soul in order to achieve immortality. Creating a Horcrux involves committing murder to split the soul, making it one of the most vile and dangerous acts in the dark arts. Voldemort's creation of multiple Horcruxes was central to his pursuit of immortality. The process of creating a Horcrux is so dark that it severely damages the soul, leaving the person less human with each piece of their soul that is hidden away. Fact 129. The use of the dark arts has often been passed down through generations, with families like the Malfoys, Lestranges, and Gaunts being known for their association with dark magic. These families often produced dark wizards who upheld the values of pure blood superiority and sought to use the dark arts for domination and control. Blood purity, a core belief of many dark wizards, was closely linked to the dark arts, as those who practiced dark magic often believed in the superiority of pure blood wizards and sought to eliminate Muggleborns from the magical community. Fact 130. Despite the widespread fear of the dark arts, many witches and wizards still seek to uncover and master these forbidden forms of magic. Some believe that mastering the dark arts will grant them unparalleled power, while others are drawn to it out of curiosity or a desire for immortality. However, as history has shown, the pursuit of dark magic is fraught with peril. The consequences of dabbling in the dark arts can be devastating, leading to the corruption of the soul, the loss of humanity, and in many cases, death. The dark arts remain a constant threat to the wizarding world. Fact 131. The future of the wizarding world lies in the hands of the next generation of witches and wizards who will continue the fight for justice, equality, and peace. Following the defeat of Voldemort, the wizarding community began the long process of rebuilding, focusing on healing old wounds and forging a more inclusive society. Harry Potter's children, particularly Albus Potter, will grow up in a world free from the fear of dark magic, but their challenges will come from new sources. The choices made by the next generation will shape the magical world for years to come. Fact 132. The new generation of Hogwarts students represents hope for a more progressive wizarding world. Students like Albus Potter, Scorpius Malfoy, and Rose Granger Weasley are growing up in a world that is less defined by blood status and more focused on individual choices and talents. Their stories reflect the evolving values of the wizarding world, where cooperation and understanding between different magical families are becoming the norm. The next generation of Hogwarts students will have the power to redefine their legacy, learning from the mistakes of their parents' generation to build a better future for all. Fact 133: the rise of new magical threats in the future of the wizarding world remains a possibility. While Voldemort's defeat marked the end of one dark era, other dark forces may rise to challenge the peace that has been restored. As the magical world becomes more interconnected with muggles, new threats may emerge from the blending of both societies. The next generation of wizards and witches will need to be prepared to face these challenges, whether from new dark wizards, magical creatures, or the dangers of ancient magic that have yet to be fully understood. Fact 134: the fight for equality and the acceptance of all witches and wizards, regardless of blood status, will continue to be an important part of the future of the wizarding world. The events of the Second Wizarding War, including the persecution of Muggleborns, left scars on the magical community. However, progress has been made, and the next generation must carry on the work of breaking down the barriers of blood prejudice. The battle for true equality will require the continued efforts of those who believe in fairness, compassion, and justice for all, regardless of their magical heritage. Fact 135: the role of magical education will continue to evolve as new challenges and knowledge emerge. Hogwarts, though still the centerpiece of wizarding education, will have to adapt to the changing needs of its students. The curriculum may shift to include more focus on Muggle relations, magical ethics, and the study of ancient magic, ensuring that the next generation is prepared for a world that is both magical and connected to Muggle society. As magical society becomes more interconnected with the Muggle world, the education of young witches and wizards will be key to fostering understanding between the two worlds. Fact 136: the Ministry of Magic, following the reforms instituted after Voldemort's defeat, will continue to play a central role in shaping the future of the wizarding world. The next generation of magical leaders, such as those in positions of authority within the ministry, will be responsible for ensuring that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. The future of the ministry will depend on leaders who prioritize fairness, cooperation, and transparency, as well as those who work to strengthen the bonds between the magical and Muggle communities. The challenges ahead will require wisdom and leadership. Fact 137: the magical creatures of the wizarding world will also play a significant role in the future. As more wizards and witches strive to live in harmony with magical creatures, the need for conservation and protection of magical creatures will grow. The next generation will need to address the ethical treatment of magical creatures, ensuring that their rights and habitats are respected. Efforts to protect creatures like house elves, hippogriffs, and dragons will be crucial as the wizarding world continues to evolve, and the balance between magical creatures and wizards must be carefully maintained. Fact 138: the legacy of the Hogwarts founders will continue to influence the next generation of students as their values, courage, loyalty, wisdom, and ambition remain essential to shaping the character of young witches and wizards. The houses of Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin will continue to foster different qualities, encouraging students to develop into individuals who will contribute to the wizarding world in their unique ways. The future of the wizarding world will depend on the qualities that each house represents: bravery, fairness, intelligence, and cunning, all necessary traits for overcoming future challenges. Fact 139. The role of the family in the next generation of the wizarding world will be just as important as it was in previous generations. Harry Potter's own journey was shaped by the sacrifices of his parents and the love and support of his friends. For the next generation, strong family bonds will continue to provide the foundation for personal growth and resilience in the face of challenges. As new magical families emerge and old bloodlines evolve, the importance of family in shaping the values, courage, and decisions of the next generation will remain paramount. Fact 140. The future of the wizarding world is one of hope, progress, and change. While the dark forces of the past have been defeated, the future will present new challenges that require the next generation to be ever vigilant and brave. The children of Harry Potter and his friends will inherit the legacy of those who fought for peace and equality, and it will be their responsibility to continue the work of healing and building a better world. The future of magic is bright as long as the next generation upholds the values of love, friendship, and justice that shaped the world they inherit. Thank you for joining me on this gentle journey through the vast and magical world of Harry Potter. As we've explored the past, present, and future of the wizarding world, may your heart be filled with the courage, love, and wisdom that these stories offer. Let the magic of this world linger in your thoughts as you drift into a peaceful sleep. May your dreams be filled with adventure, wonder, and warmth, and may the spirit of Hogwarts stay with you always. Good night, dear friends, and may you find rest in the safety of your own magical world.